Hello everyone. How are you all tonight? How is everyone doing? It is Saturday night live. This is You Can Talk, and this is Talk to Ruth Live. So we are here tonight getting ready to talk about how to find your purpose. I'll sit here and wait just a few let people pop in and see who's coming in. I hope everyone had a wonderful Saturday. My Saturday was pretty good. Spent the day with my kiddos. Let me turn this down. Spent the day with my kiddos and the park and family time and all that good stuff. So it was great. Absolutely great. I see people. How are you all? Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you. I hope you all are excited about tonight's conversation. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you can get something good out of it. I don't know what you all are doing this Saturday night. I know things are opening back up here in Texas, so people are getting out and about again. And I know it's getting pretty crazy out there. So for sure it is, going to be risky. So we'll see what the outcome is of that's going to be. I'm here in Texas, so they opened everything back up. So lots of people are out and about, I know. But tonight we're going to be talking about God's purpose, how to find God, how to find your purpose, how to find your purpose. All right. So I don't know about you all, but I spent a lot of years trying to figure out what it was I was supposed to be doing in life. I mean, it was really, a challenge for me. It was a struggle for me trying to figure out what it was that I was supposed to be doing in life, because there's never like a clear manual, there's never this clear path that says, okay, now do this, now go and do that. It can be a big struggle. So I was going through life doing the things that I felt that I was supposed to be doing, that God was leading me to do. Hey, cousin Paul, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Positive, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. I'm just here chit-chatting for a little bit, waiting for folks to pop on. I know lots is going on tonight and a lot of people are out and about. So, getting back out into the world, doing things. So anyway, we are talking about finding your purpose tonight. So like I said, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out, what it was I was supposed to be doing in life. I grew up doing all the things that my parents told me I was supposed to be doing, going to school. And hey, Walker family, how are you? Good evening. Good evening. Got family in the building. Good to see y'all. Good to see. I appreciate y'all being here. Truthfully, I do. I do. I hope hey, Kiki D, how are you? Hey, sister. That's my sister. How you doing, girl? I'm so excited. For those of you all who watched our Forever Friends video, this is my friend. If you watched our live, we talked about her. This is my friend who actually was on the transplant list. And believe it or not, since that live, she has been able to get her transplant. And so she is now with a new kidney, and we are like super stoked about it. So, and she actually, got the call one Saturday night while, she was in the live chatting here with us. So we're like so super excited, and she's doing really well. She's had it for about 3 weeks, almost a month now. And just doing really well with it. So for those of you all who watched that show, my friend Kisa there, she got her kidney. So we are like, God is able, God is good. So we're super excited about that. Yes, still praising God. Absolutely, absolutely we are. I know it's the most unbelievable thing. I mean, it was just like boom overnight. It's the most unbelievable thing. So it just gives new hope and new excitement and new joy every time we think about it. So how many of y'all have struggled, or how many of y'all feel like you know what your purpose is? If you can just, put yes in the chat if you feel like you know what your your purpose is in life. And if you don't, then put no in the chat if you feel like you don't know what your purpose is. I'm just curious to see kind of where y'all are tonight before I get going. If you feel like you know what your purpose is in life, go ahead and put a yes in the chat. If you don't know, then put in no. Yes, what a mighty God we serve. Absolutely. All right, Positive says yes, she knows what her purpose is. That's awesome. Does everyone else here feel like they know what their purpose is? Okay, well, we all sort of, or how many of you think you know, you're not quite sure, maybe you know what your purpose is? Yes, okay, cool, awesome. Kiki knows what hers is. Her purpose. Walker family, how about you all? Do you feel like you know what your purpose is? So we all have, if you are a believer, saved and, a Christian, then we all have the same overall purpose, right? And that is the Great Commission, is to go and spread the gospel to all nations and to all the world. That is our overall purpose in life, right? So if you are saved, you absolutely have a purpose. If you don't know no other purpose, you know that you have at least that one, right? That we're to go and teach the gospel and share it with the world. That is our main purpose. And then depending on, kind of who you are in the spirit and what your gifts and roles are, where to go out and make disciples. Not sure yet. Okay, good. Thank you for being honest. You were to go out and, make disciples and baptize in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. So those are the things that the word tells us about what we are supposed to be doing. But outside of that, there are no further instructions as to what we're supposed to be doing. And there really aren't even instructions as to how we're supposed to do that which he has commissioned us to do. And that can be very daunting and a struggle for people, because we're out here in the world and we see people moving and doing, we're busy doing this and that and the other. And we cannot figure out, and it seems like everyone out there knows what they're supposed to be doing but us. I was in that boat for a long time. I knew that I was doing the things that I was, sort of grown up and being raised to do, right? Like go to school, make good grades, graduate, get married, get a house, have kids, all that basic life stuff that the world tells you need to do, get this degree and, check these boxes off, right? So I was doing that, going through life, checking the boxes like everybody else. And it's like, okay, did this, did that, yada, yada. But I never could shake this feeling inside of me that there was something more that I was supposed to be doing. And I was busy doing a lot. I was doing really all kinds of things. I can tell you, I thought I was supposed to be, a pilot. And so I started taking flight lessons and did that for over a year, probably. Then I felt like I was supposed to be making jewelry. So I went out and, got all these beads and these stones and, and it's still something that I enjoy doing and all that. I can't really say it's a huge passion, but it's absolutely something I enjoy doing, making jewelry. And so I was doing that, and I was taking classes and doing that. And just all kinds of stuff that I have gotten into over the years. And I will say, hey, Andrea, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome, V Loves TNN. Andrea, how are you? I did put out a question for you all who just popped in. If you feel like you know what your purpose is, go ahead and put a yes in the chat. If you don't know what your purpose is, go ahead and put a no in the chat. Or if you're not sure, then just put not sure. Just put not sure if you're not quite sure what it is. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate y'all popping in. If you have the ability to share me out, please do so. I appreciate it. But yeah, so we're talking about purpose tonight. And I spent a lot of years trying to figure out what my purpose was, because I had gone through life checking all these boxes. Hey, true fan. Yes, yes, I did take flight lessons. And it was fun and I enjoyed it. It was fun, but it wasn't, I came to find that it was not my calling. It was not the thing that I was supposed to be spending the rest of my life doing, though I very much enjoyed it. And I don't regret doing it. Definitely don't regret doing it. So, but it can be frustrating. You know, I was going after one thing after the other, doing the next thing after the next. I was in dental school and I did dental hygiene and I did that for 10 years just as a profession. And then I remember thinking, well, maybe I'm supposed to be a chiropractor. And so I wanted to go and do that. And then I thought, well, maybe I'm supposed to, you know, so just some other stuff that I was looking into doing. And I was like, Ruth, get it together. I was so frustrated because I couldn't shake that feeling inside of me that I was supposed to be doing something. And I couldn't figure out what it was. Nothing seemed to be satisfying. And it made me feel like I was ungrateful. It made me feel like I was not appreciative of all the things that I had done in life and all the things that I had accomplished in life and all the things that God had blessed me with. It made me feel like I wasn't appreciative of that, but I still couldn't shake this feeling. Like literally it would keep me up at night. It would disturb my peace. I definitely had moments where I would even be in tears about it. It was such a frustration for me that I couldn't shake this thing. And I thought, well, maybe, and people were like, oh, you just always need to be doing something. You never satisfied. You can't just sit still, right? I would hear all these things that people would talk to me and say to me in my spirit. And I thought, well, you know, and after a while, it got to be so long and that I never could shake the feeling that it just made me think, well, maybe I am unappreciative. Maybe I don't, know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm sorry, Ruth. Did you actually fly a plane? Yes, I did actually fly a plane, a little Cessna 172. I did. I did that for about a year, a little over a year, probably. I have, I don't know, a lot of flight hours. I don't even remember how many I have now. But it's not something that I would feel if you put me behind a plane, like a big old plane or something, don't call on me to save us. I might could if it's a big one. If it's a little one, maybe, but if it's a big one, I would be lost. But yeah, so it was a fun time. So, but do the things that's in your heart to do, because sometimes those failures, and I don't even want to say failures, but those going down the wrong paths can help us figure out the right path that we need to go down. So do the things that you need to do so you know whether or not that is the thing, because you may find that it's like, oh, this feels good, this feels right, this is natural to me, this is easy for me, and so you may have stumbled upon something that you are supposed to be doing. But if it is not, then you can mark that off and say, okay, well, I know that wasn't it. And you can be satisfied about it and you can move on from it. You don't have to, beat yourself up about it. Just say that wasn't it. That wasn't it. I thought it was, but it's not it. So, but here's the beautiful thing about the Great Commission that God has given us, right? That we are to go and preach the gospel, but he didn't give us any limitations on how we were to do that. He didn't give us any limitations on it. And I love that he didn't, because that means that we can choose how we are going to do that. We are not limited by having to do this or having to do that. We don't have to feel stuck in feeling like there's only one way to share the word with people, right? There's multiple ways. We don't necessarily have to be, standing in a pulpit to share the word. We don't have to be, discipling or in a Bible study class or in a church building in order to share God's word. We can share it however we want to do it. Hello, Chef. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. So that's the beautiful thing about that. And we know this because when we look at when Jesus had spoke to Abram, he had said to him, as far as the eye can see, You can have it, right? And he was having him look at the land and the dust of the earth. He said, these are the amount of descendants that you would have. And he was basically telling Abram, who wasn't Abraham yet, he was Abram at the time, that is, we're only limited by what we allow ourselves to see. So if you can see yourself doing it, if you can see yourself being it, if you can see yourself in it, if you can visualize it in your mind, then it's a possibility in your life. And that is like the most amazing thing to me, because I think I can dream up some pretty big dreams. And if God is telling me that if I can see it, as far as I allow myself to see it, as far as I allow myself to visualize it, then it can be. And so I'm like, okay, wow. That gives us a whole new perspective at what is possible in our lives. Hello, Destiny Forever Walks. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Then he goes on to talk about faith, so faith also plays a role in that. Well, we can see it. A lot of us see stuff, but we don't necessarily have the belief that is possible. We don't believe that we can do it, that it's something that's in our wheelhouse to be able to accomplish, right? Because it seems so big in our minds. But he goes on further where he was talking to the disciples, and he tells them, we are only limited by our faith. So if you have the faith to look at a mountain and tell this mountain to move, then that mountain literally will be moved and go down into the sea. So if we're only limited by what we can see and what we can believe, then the only thing that's stopping us from doing the things that we have in our hearts and in our minds and in our thoughts to do is us. We're the only ones stopping us from doing the things that we want to do. Nobody else is stopping us. Nobody else is stopping us. Just we ourselves. And so I want you to keep that in your mind, because we like to come up with excuses and all kinds of reasons as to why we can't do things, right? It's our family, it's our kids, it's our friends, it's our jobs, it's, our neighbors, it's our finances. We have a million reasons as to why we can't do the things that we do. When the truth be told, it's nobody but us. We are the ones stopping us from doing the things that we want to do. Nothing is stopping us. There are no limitations. He's already told us if we can see it, we can have it. If we can believe it, it will be ours and it will happen. So, and that's the bottom line, right? That's what it is. So we're only limited by ourselves. Let's see. Yes, faith the size of a mustard seed. Absolutely. He says, if you have the faith the size of a mustard seed. And the funny thing is, for those of you all who may not know, a mustard seed is like the tiniest little seed. But that seed, when it's planted into the earth, grows into a very, very large leaf, right? A mustard leaf plant is actually a very, very large plant leaf. So that just goes to show that we only need a little bit of faith to make big things happen. So if we have big faith about stuff, imagine what can be in our lives. Now, that does not mean, here's the caveat to that. That does not mean that it's going to happen overnight, or that you're not going to have to put in work, or that it should necessarily be easy, because sometimes it's not. Number one, we already have the enemy who's working against us to stop it from happening, and then we're going to have challenges. We're going to face challenges. And so don't be deterred, but don't be deterred by that. Okay. So that's, the main thing that I want you all to know is that if we can believe it, we can achieve it. And truly, we're only limited by our faith. We're only limited by our faith. So, but here's some of the things we're going to talk about. Purpose. I'll talk to you all a little bit about how I kind of found my purpose. And then I'll share with you all the steps. And I want you all to think about these steps. And then I want you all to think about what your purpose may be. Okay. So for me, I didn't think about what I love to do. It came way later in my life that I realized that I love people. I love talking to people. I love meeting people. It's the one thing that I do that invigorates me. Like when I meet a new person, sometimes my husband absolutely hates when we go places because he knows that I'm like a magnet, and people, someone will see me, I'll say hi to someone, and next thing we're having a long drawn out conversation, and, we'll be talking and he's like, oh, here we go. We can't even go out to eat and enjoy dinner together without you, talking to someone or something like that. And so so really is something that comes natural. I don't even really have to be trying. It's just something that naturally happens. And I can have, long, deep conversations with strangers, complete strangers. So talking is something that it definitely has come natural for me. It's something I always got in trouble about in school. When I was a kid, I was that one that was like, well, if she would just be quiet, she might be able to learn something. So yes, and my mother was a teacher, so she absolutely never had any pity on me. It was always, my fault and not the teacher. So I didn't grow up with one of them kind of mamas like, no, not my child. Like, no, I believe she did that. So yeah, that was who I was. But yeah, I always talked. I always, enjoyed meeting people, making friends, all that good stuff. So that was something that came naturally for me. And then the other thing I really love to do that I discovered was that I love to write. I've always journaled. I keep journals around, and I write in my journals, not every day, but a lot of days I write in my journals, and writing is something I enjoy doing. It's something it's kind of like people who paint, or people who like to play music, or people who like to sing. Like, it's just something that you do naturally all the time. People who like to cook or whatever it is, you do it, and it's something that gives you this sort of fulfillment and excitement whenever you're doing it. So those were the things that came to me. But my frustration is that I didn't know what that meant. It's like, okay, so I like doing these things. So what? Everybody likes to talk, or a lot of people like to talk. A lot of people like to meet people. A lot of people like to, write or do these things. What does that mean for me? What am I supposed to be doing? That was my frustration. There was no guidebook, for what to do. And so finally, I prayed about it. I prayed about it diligently. Lord, reveal to me what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, because I felt like I had checked all the boxes, right? I had gone to school, got the husband, got the house, got the kids, got the cars, whatever, all that. It was like, okay, and I still feel somewhat unfulfilled. And so I said, and finally, that's when he gave me this ministry. You Can Talk. Literally, he gave it to me in a dream. I thought about the things that I was passionate about. And for those of you all who don't know what the talk stands for, in You Can Talk, is the T is tame your tongue. The A is the approach with compassion. The L is listen deeply, and the K is knock down barriers. And I never thought about how my ability to talk and to make good relationships with people was actually my ministry, the thing that I was called to do. And so when he gave that to me, and when I was able to sort of put all the pieces together, and then it became clear for me. But still, there was no right path. Okay, well, now I know that I'm supposed to help people build better relationships with people who they know, who they're in their lives with. But how am I supposed to do that? And so, of course, what does he do? This is that piece where he tells me to, where you have to do something that you're not necessarily comfortable with. And that was get on social media. And so he's like, you have to go where the people are, Ruth. And I thought, well, I'm not on social media. That's not what I do. I don't do social media, right? And he's like, well, you're going to now. And so I said, okay. So I had to pick a platform. And anyway, that's how I ended up here on YouTube, doing this and meeting you all, and becoming a part of your lives, and you all allowing me to come into your lives and talk to you and all that. And so, and this is the start of my purpose. This is the start of my purpose. Now, God has given me the full vision of what it is I'm supposed to be doing, which I won't reveal to you all tonight. It's just something that I will have to be working on the rest of my life, truly. And it is as big as my dreams are. It is as big as my dreams are. So I'm super excited about it. And this is the very tippy tip beginning of all the things that I am working on doing. But what I want to tell you all about it is that now that I got started on it, right? That I got started doing this, and I built this platform, building this ministry. This is the first time in my life that I have not woken up feeling like I needed to be doing something. This is the first time in my life that I feel a full sense of satisfaction and a full sense of joy and peace and contentment, because this brings me so much joy and happiness. You all cannot even imagine, how much I love doing this. Not necessarily being the social media part of it and all that comes with that, but I love being here, meeting you all, talking with you all, writing these lessons for you all, sharing with you all the things that I've learned, the experiences I've learned, the lessons I've learned, and seeing your feedback and seeing how it's helping you and what's working for you and making you laugh and all of it. I mean, it has just been a real joy and sense of contentment in my life. And it just makes me look forward to giving you all so much more, because I have so much more inside of me that I'm ready to give, but I just have to release it as God allows me to. So I want you all to learn how to find your purpose. So these were the key things that I did and the steps that I did that really helped me to hone in what it was that I was supposed to be doing. So the first thing was, number one, figure out, and I want you to think about these things as I'm talking about them, as I'm mentioning them. Think about that thing that you are absolutely naturally gifted at. And if you don't know what that is, ask someone else because we do things sometimes that come so naturally to us, we don't realize that it's a gift because we've always been able to do it, or we don't even think twice about it, or we don't even think much of it, because it's just something that we do. And we assume that everybody knows how to do it, right? So if you don't know, ask somebody, what do you see my gifts are? What do you see in me as a gift or as a talent? And so start with that. What are you naturally good at? Are you naturally good at talking? Are you naturally good at writing? If you're naturally good at communicating with others or connecting with people, or if you're naturally good at sports or naturally good at, doing hair, whatever it is, like it's just second nature to you. Get that in your mind. Okay. That's the first piece of it. That thing that you're naturally talented at. Putting clothes together, cleaning, for goodness sake. Some people are really good cleaners. Whatever it is, really, it is not too small. It's not too small. If you're good at just sketching or writing or drawing or any little thing, if you're good at math with numbers or words, whatever it is, it's not too small. So just think about that. That's the first piece. What's natural? What are we naturally good at? The second one is what do we have passion? What are you passionate about? Okay. This doesn't necessarily mean that it's anything that you do, but it's something that you are extremely, like, it pulls something about it. Every time you hear that topic, every time you hear that subject, your ears tune in. Your heart gets excited. You want to, join in on the conversation. Whatever that thing is that you're passionate about. Okay. It makes you feel, or like you feel a sense of uplifting every time you think about it, even just thinking about it or listening about it. Every time you're, tuning through the TV and that something about that comes on, you stop. Okay. What is it that you're passionate about? Is it politics? Is it kids? Is it family? Is it work, school, whatever it is? Okay. So think about what you're naturally good at. Thank you, Positive, for putting these in there. I have such a phenomenal, moderator. Thank you so much, my moderators. I love y'all. What are you passionate about? Okay. And then the next thing is, what is it that you enjoy? What do you enjoy doing? What makes you happy when you're doing it? No matter how small it is, it doesn't matter if you're crafting, if you're sewing or crocheting or cutting hair or memorizing things. Like, what makes you happy? What do you enjoy? It can be the most nonchalant thing that you can imagine. What do you enjoy? What invigorates you? Every time you doing it, it lifts your spirit. It gets you excited about it. Okay, it gets you a little bit excited, and you don't even know why. Right? You kind of feel like a giddy little teenager. Like you get a little giddy every time you're doing it. Sometimes maybe you're even embarrassed to tell other people that you enjoy doing it. But you do, and you can't even explain why. Hey, Big Tim, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. Yes, I'm happy you're here. Come in and become a part of the conversation. Hit that like button. If you all haven't hit that thumbs up button on the screen, please do that. And if you're not a part of this family, please hit that subscribe button. We want you to be a part of this family. All right. So what do you enjoy? What invigorates you? What excites you? All of that. So those are the first things, right? That to help you figure out your purpose. The next one is, if you're doing it, it should allow you to be of service to others. Okay. That thing that you're doing, that thing that you enjoy, that thing that you are gifted at should in some way, shape, or form, we should be able to serve others with it. Okay. We should be able to share it with others in some kind of way. Okay. Our purposes are not just for ourselves, they're for others. Okay. If it's something that you can't think of any kind of way, shape, or form that you would be able to share it with somebody else, then it's probably not a part of your purpose. It might just be a hobby or, something that you enjoy doing. But in some way, shape, or form, it should be of service to others, to create opportunities to serve others. When people see us doing it, it should draw people in. People should be interested, right? Their eyes should go to you when people see you doing it. They should be kind of tuned in because it draws people in. Okay. So it creates opportunity for you to serve them. So for instance, if you're a cook, right? If you're a chef, we have several chefs here in the building. Obviously, my cooking, I'm going to be able to share with others. If I'm writing something, I should be able to, talk about it or share it out or give it to them and allow them to read it or speak on it and allow them to hear it. If I'm an artist, it should be something that they should be able to see and maybe and invoke some kind of feeling within them. If I'm singing or if I'm dancing or if I'm cleaning, like I said, if I'm a really good cleaner or if I'm good with numbers, I should be able to help others, with how good I am at those numbers, right? So hello, the Word of God and more. Good to see you. Welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Queen's Corner. Hello, how are you? I appreciate you. Welcome in. I see new faces. I love seeing that. So we're talking about purpose tonight, guys. And if you can just, look through the chat. God bless you as well. God bless you as well. Look through the chat, and I'm just talking about going over the things that you can look at to help you figure out your purpose in life. Okay. So, what you're gifted at, what you're passionate about, what you enjoy, what invigorates you, what you does it allow you to be of service to others? And does it add value to their life? Okay, is it something that you can do that adds value to not just your life, but it should also add value to their life? Okay, so in some way, shape, or form, it should help them. It should help them in some kind of way. Okay, like I say, if you're a singer, it'll help. If it's just uplifting their spirits, if it's solving a problem, if it's encouraging them, if it's uplifting, if it's comforting them, if it's giving them some kind of peace, if it's giving them some kind of joy, happiness, fulfilling a need, it should add some kind of value to their life. Okay, not just your life, but it should also add value to others' life. Okay. So that's another. It should feed a need. Maybe when they hear about it or see it, they get excited about it. They want to know how to do it. They want to know how to be a part of it. They want to stay connected with you. It should excite them. People should get excited about it. Be like, "Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I want to hear more of that." Or how can I get involved in this? How can I be a part of this? I did this recently, just by, and I'm not saying this is a gift. This was just, but it should have this sort of connection, right? Just recently, I bought a pair of roller skates because something I used to love doing as a child. I mean, absolutely love doing. And so I said, I'm going to go buy some roller skates. And I did. And because I saw other people doing it and enjoying it in my neighborhood. And I said, oh, I'm going to go do that. And I went and did it, went out. And so now during lunch, I tried to, go out and roller skate. And yeah, so, and it's been fun. However, I have had some falls. I do kind of sprained my knee a little bit the other day. So I had to put it down for a hot minute, but I'm just waiting for it to get better so that I can get back out there again. So I was reminded that I'm not 12 and 13 and, 20 anymore, but it's something that I enjoy. But it should have that kind of a feel. It should have that kind of feeling for others, towards others, that when they see you doing it, it should excite them, and they should want to be a part of it and want to, know more about it, or, want to do it. Okay, so that's the kind of thing. And so it should add value. And then the last one is, does it give God glory? Can it be used to give God glory? And when I say this, right, I don't want you to be confused about this. When I say, does it give God glory? What I mean is, when people see you doing it, is there some amazement about it, right? Is there some amazement about it? Is there something about it that makes people go, wow, like, that's amazing. Like, you're really good at that. Like, how do you do that? Right. It should cause some sort of, there should be some wow factor to it for people, and not like, an Olympic gold medalist wow. It should just be like something that draws people in, that they say, oh, wow, I've never seen this before. Or how do you do that so well? Or, something about it, like that there should be something about it that intrigues them. Okay. That holds their attention, that grabs their attention about it, because that's the God part of it. That's the God part of it. And this when people say, how do you do that? Or how do you think of that? How do you put that together? Or how did you come up with that? Those are the types of things. That's that wow factor that I'm talking about. So it should, and that's because those are the moments that we use to give God the glory. Okay. Those are the moments. So you need those moments. It should cause those kind of moments so that you can say, it's not me. It's not me. It's him. So it should absolutely be that kind of thing. True Fan says, man, I love this channel. If you're not subscribed. Thank you, True Fan. I'll put that up. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing with your life? Yes, please become a part of this talk family. Let's see. Okay, so great. So we have them all. So thank you, Positive, my awesome moderator. She is phenomenal. And if you are not a part of Positive channel, also please become a part of the Positive Pushers channel. She is phenomenal. And let me see if I can scroll back up. I'll put them up so you all can see. We'll go through them again for those of you who may have come in late. So number one was, think about what you're naturally good at, what's easy for you, what comes, it's a natural gift for you. And like I said, if you don't know what that is, ask others, have others to tell you, hey, what am I good at? What do you see me being really good at? And they'll probably tell you right off the bat. And you might be amazed at what it is that they say. You might be like, really? That's what you think I'm good at? Or that's what you think I'm phenomenal at? Or that's what you think, is amazingly talented about me? Yeah. But don't take it lightly, because it's never too small. It's never too small. It's never too small. And then the second one is, what are you passionate about? Okay. It should excite you. It should invigorate you. It should make you, giddy. Uh, it should tune you. It might even make you angry, right? It could be the very thing that makes you angry. It could be the thing that disturbs your spirit a little bit, And like for me with the relationships, my spirit gets disturbed when I see people fighting and fussing and not getting along with each other and bickering and all this stuff that goes on. Even on YouTube, we see it here on YouTube. That does something to my spirit when I see people being ugly to each other, being ugly with each other, and being ugly, just towards each other, because it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be, because a lot of times they're just not communicating well. They're butting heads because they're not communicating well. And that's where my attention gets, it grabs my attention, and I'm tuned in. Okay. So what are you passionate about? What makes you angry? What makes you excited? What makes you happy? What disturbs your spirit, or, stirs up your spirit? And the third one was, what is it that you enjoy doing? What do you enjoy doing? What makes you happy? What are you excited? What do you wake up? When you get that moment of free time, what is it that you're doing? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Like, ooh, I can't wait till I get a day off so I can go do this. Or I can't wait till I have an hour just so I can spend time doing this, or if I had a whole day where I don't have anything to do, this is the thing that I would do all day, or if I could go away on vacation and just spend time doing this is what I would do. Or you schedule your vacations around being able to do that thing that you enjoy doing. Okay, so those are just some thoughts and ideas of what that might be. Number 4 was, how are you able to serve others with it? How are you able to serve others with it? How does it help others? And try to find a way that you can, serve others or bless others, add value to their lives with what it is that you do. Okay, and that's a pretty straightforward. How can you serve others with it? Number 5, does it add value to their lives? Does it feed a need? Does it answer a question? Does it uplift their spirit? Does it encourage them? Does it bring them peace? Does it help them be better? Right? Does it improve their lives in some way, shape, or form? Does it help them be better? I remember my mother used to always have this saying, people are either make you better, or they're not adding value to your life at all, And so if what we're doing, if we're trying to help people, if our gift and our purpose, our gifts and our purpose should help people to be better in some way, shape, or form, that's how it should add value to their life. Whether you're teaching them, how to cook better, teaching them how to understand, something better that they didn't have a clear understanding about before. Whether you're able to lift them out of a depressive mood with it, just by making people laugh, like comedians. Like, people don't think that that's a talent and a gift, but it absolutely is, to be able to be in someone's presence and to know that you're going to be able to, get joy and happiness and laughter out of it. Like I say, it's never too small, guys. So don't think that what you have in your mind is not useful, because if it's meeting all this criteria, then it's probably a part of your purpose. Okay. So yes, it should add value. Number 6 is, does it give God glory? Is it giving him glory? Is there some wow factor about it? That's the last one. Is there something about it that people are amazed by it? They're amazed when they see you doing it. They can't figure out how it is that you're able to do it. They can't figure it out how it is that you're able to do it so well on the level that you do it. Maybe they can do it, but they can't do it like you do it, So that's when you bring a certain something to it that they just can't wrap their heads around. And that is when that you are able to use it to give God the glory, where you can say, hey, you know what? This isn't me. This is God. God gave this to me. I'm happy that it's a blessing to you. And how can I be of service? However I can help you with this, I'm willing to do so. And this is how we learn how to find our purpose. Okay. And that was the last one. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope that this is, helping you all find your purpose. Because, I'm 45, guys. I'm 45. I'll let you know how old I am. I don't mind. And I just figured this out in my 40s. In my 40s, I just figured this out. If you're in your 50s or 60s or 70s, it doesn't matter. If you're in your 20s, if you're like, oh, okay, you know what? I think I need to try to figure out my purpose. Then it's never too late, even no matter what all you've done in your life. For the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be bringing some people on. I'm trying to do more interviews on my Saturday nights. So bringing real people with real stories, who have put to practice these things that I talk about, to inspire you all and to connect with you all and touch you all and help you all to understand that you're not the only one out there struggling. You're not the only one out there struggling, but we don't get enough of our stories. We get a lot of TV, we get a lot of, fabricated stuff that's on television. That's not real life. And so my goal is to bring you all real life people with real life stories who are doing real life things, to encourage you all and share with you all the things that they have done to get past these struggles that we have in our relationships, in our conversations, in our words with each other, in our lives, in our words, in our relationship with God, relationship with ourselves, relationships with our families, our children, everyone. That's why I'm here. To help add value and to bring some service and purpose to your life. And I want you all to find your purpose. I read this today when I thought it was so profound. I loved it. It says God's purpose for us, and God is when God meets us where our gifts and our passions combine. So wherever you're gifted at and whatever you're passionate about is where God's purpose lies for you. Okay. And I hope I didn't chop that up too bad. But where our gifts and our passions lie is where God's purpose lies. Okay. So, or I could say, let me type this in. Maybe I can type it in better. So God's purpose is where our gifts meet our passions. Okay. And that's probably not even the full sentence of it, because but yeah, where our gifts meet our passions is where we can find his purpose. Okay. So hopefully let me put that up so people can see it. How about that? All right. So it's never too small, and it doesn't feel like work when you're doing it. When you're doing it, it doesn't feel like it's work. It's something that you can just do all the time, because you probably have done it in your life all the time for hours on end and not even thought twice about it, because the time was passing so quickly, because you enjoy it so much. It was filling your spirit so much and satisfying you so much that you didn't even realize that time was passing. Okay. So it shouldn't feel like work. And it should satisfy. It should satisfy. It should feel, when you're doing it, it should feel like you ate a good meal. Like you don't even miss eating because you're so busy doing it. You don't even miss, anything going on. You don't even realize maybe other things are going on in the world because you're so caught up into what it is that you're doing. Okay. So pray about it, get into the word, ask God to give you clarity on this. If you feel like you have an idea at this point of what it might be, then, ask him to give you some direction. And just know that it may cause you to have to jump into some areas that you have been very hesitant about jumping in. It may cause you to meet some people, have to, get into some environments and get around some people that you have to step outside your comfort zone. It's just what it is. If we can't step outside of our comfort zone for a God who was willing to die on the cross for us and take a beating for us and, be brutalized for us, and we don't want to be uncomfortable, really? Is that the excuse we're going to give? Is that the excuse we're going to give for all that God has done for us? Then the least we can do is put ourselves and make ourselves be a little uncomfortable to fulfill his purpose. Okay. So don't let, the fact that it's something you don't want to do, stop you from living your purpose, because it satisfies. And trust God with it. Okay. So just trust God with it. Remember, we are only limited by what we allow ourselves to see and believe, and have faith in. Okay, so have the faith that whatever it is, and your purpose should not be money driven. Okay, if it is money driven, 9 times out of 10, that's probably not it. It should absolutely be service driven. And I say that because if you're serving people, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, if you're meeting the needs and you're adding value to people's lives, the money is going to come. He's going to provide you with all the resources you need to continue to do it on a bigger level. Okay. So you don't have to worry if you're driven by, trying to make money or trying to get a lot of money so that you can buy more things and this and that, then that's probably the wrong direction. Okay. But if you're trying to figure out how you can have more so that you can do more of this thing, so that you can serve more people with it, and reach more people and expand it more, then God will give you the resources, all the resources that you need to do so much more with it. Okay. But if it's just for you to get, a bigger house or a bigger car or more, expensive things and all that type of stuff, then that's probably the wrong path. Okay. So just know that if you're walking in your purpose and you're doing the things that you're supposed to do, you're adding value to people's lives and you're doing what you enjoy, God will give you the desires of your heart. Okay. You will not go without, you will not be without, you will not have a need, you will not have a want. He knows the desires of our heart. So just know that you do what he wants. He will bless you with everything that you need, and everything that you want. Okay. Do I have any, so where are we at now? I asked you all in the beginning, for those of you who are still here, if you feel like you know what your purpose is. Now I'm going to ask the question again. Where do you feel like you have more of an idea of what your purpose is in your life? If you do, put a yes in the chat. If not, put a no. And if you're still not sure, it's okay. Go ahead and say still not sure. It's okay. So go ahead and type in the chat. Yes, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. No, I don't, or I'm still not sure. Okay. And we can chat about it. I'll be on here for about 10 more minutes. So I want to talk with you all. You can ask any questions you all have for me. Type the questions in the chat. Let me know, and I'll be happy to share with you more information about, how to find your purpose. Okay. Hey, Minister Terrence, how are you? Blessings to you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Let's see, at Destiny Forever Walks. How are you, ma'am? Good to see you. Let's see. Yeah, your passion will fill the void in your life. Yes, that empty hole feeling within. And let's see, that will eventually brings your purpose in front of you. You just have to recognize it when it shows up. Yes, and be willing to act on it. Recognize it and be willing to act on it. I think you're so right about that. I agree with you, Destiny Forever Walks. Who else? Let's see. All right. If you know what your purpose is, go ahead and put a yes in the chat. If you don't know what your purpose is, you still don't know, put a no. Or if you're still not sure, go ahead and put not sure in the chat so I can have an idea. All right. Hello, Zaya. Good to see you. Welcome. I don't know if I spoke to you. I'm just going to go through Word of God Garden. Good to see you again. Make sure I haven't missed anyone. Queen's Corner TV. How are you, sis? Good to see you. Welcome. Okay, so True Fan says, Minister Terrence Trower says, yes, I absolutely know. True Fan says, yes, I know. The Positive Pusher says, yes, I know. Fantastic. So we're getting yeses. Do I have any people out there that are still not sure at this point? Or are we going to work on it? We're going to work on it. All right, guys. Well, I truly hope that, yes, Cynthia Inkenbrand says yes. Good job. Good deal. I'm so happy that you all are feeling like you have at least an idea, somewhere to start. You may not know all the details of, what it is or how to go about carrying it out. Now, that's where your prayer is going to really have to come into play. Say, God, I feel you. I know that I love this. I know that I have a passion about this. I know that this is, what I'm supposed to be doing, but I don't quite know, what to do next or how, or what's the next step to take. Ask him to bring the people into your life that need to help, that need to help you. Make it clear to you the very next step that you need to take when you wake up tomorrow morning. I'm going to start here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, go maybe purchase more materials for this, or, start a website, or start a blog, or start a YouTube channel, or just start talking to people, or maybe I'm going to take a class, or maybe I'm going to dive deeper into, what I'm doing. Maybe I'm just going to make more time for what I'm already doing. Maybe I'm just going to take it more seriously instead of being so, nonchalant about it, or making it seem like it's just a hobby, right? Like, I'm going to get serious about this. I'm going to figure out how I can, share it with others. Maybe I'm going to start a class for, online, because now, we're limited in what we can do in person. But if you can start something, online, maybe to figure out how to share it with others. How can I share this with others? Maybe I'm going to just share it on my own social media accounts. Maybe I'm going to, start a blog, or start a website, or, share it with my church, or my friends, or just my family, just people, my friends, people that I'm comfortable with. Start small. Don't feel like you got to get out there doing big things, right? The world always tells us, get out there and do it big. You don't have to. Sometimes it's just as small and as simple as just sharing with the other person in the room. Whoever that may be, share it with the other person in the room. So, and start there. It doesn't have to be big. Minister Terrence Trower, like his channel, I absolutely love. I don't know, Minister, how long you've been on YouTube, but I love how you have truly incorporated that church feeling onto your channel. When I go into your channel, I literally feel like I'm walking through the doors of the church. And how you've been able to do that amazes me. It amazes me. It feels like church away from church. Even more, your channel sometimes feel more like I'm walking into church than when I'm actually watching church channels. Like when I'm watching different ministries on YouTube. When I walk into your channel, I literally feel like I'm walking through the doors of the church, and you've been able to create that feeling, onto your channel. And I love that about going on there, and, walking in, clicking on there and importing myself into your channel. So, start small. Start with however it is that you can do it. Destiny Forever Walk says, I'm living my purpose, and yes, I know why I'm here. Absolutely. Good job. Good. I'm so happy to hear that. All right, guys. So so don't, take this too small. Know that you can do whatever it is that's in your mind to do. And as long as you have the tiniest bit of faith that you can do it, God will grow it. God will grow it. You just keep watering it. Keep watering it. with your thoughts, and allow other people to water it for you as well. Allow other people to pour into you and to pour onto you. When people tell you you're doing good things, or they think that what you're doing is amazing, I'll be like, oh, nah, this is nothing. It's no big deal. No, they're watering, they're pouring their gifts, they're pouring into you so that your seed will grow. That mustard seed faith will grow. So don't knock it away or think that it's not a big deal. Allow them to pour into you. Allow them to bless you. Allow them to encourage you and help you. Allow them to help you. We turn so much help away because of our pride and arrogance. And, so don't do that. Don't do that. When people want to come in and help you, and I know this has been difficult for me myself. It's not easy. I'm giving you all the advice that I've had to give myself. So don't think that, I don't understand the struggle. I do. But just know that you can still do it. And you need to allow people to pour into you and take what they say seriously. Take what they say seriously. Because if it's touching them and it's reaching them and it's doing something for them, then that means something. And you can use that. You can use that to be a blessing to God and to share his gifts. And you can use that to share his word with them. It's just a caveat. It's just a segue into getting people to see him. Okay, because he is in us. And so when they see that in us, that's when we can say, oh, it's not me, it's the God in me. It's the God in me. Okay. So let me go ahead and say a prayer and then we'll head out. Next Saturday, I will, help prayerfully have a guest on here for you all to talk with the next couple Saturdays. And again, we're talking about purpose and intention all this month. So I just thought I would start out the month, and then we will go on interviewing others who are living and walking in their purposes and how they're doing that. So I'm excited for you all, to meet my guests that'll be coming on. Destiny, the Bible says, do not despise small beginnings. Absolutely. That is so perfect. You're so right about that. All right, Father, thank you for tonight. Thank you for this evening and for loving on us and for pouring the gifts and blessings and talents into us that you have. Father, we take for granted the things that you have allowed us to do, and we don't want to take them for granted anymore. We want to make them purposed. We want to help them fulfill a need. We want to use them to serve others. We want to be a blessing to all those who come into our sphere of influence. Help us to remind us, Lord, that we have a purpose, that we have been commissioned to share your word with others and to preach the gospel to all the world. So let us not hold on selfishly to the things that we have when others are in need of what you have blessed us with. We're here to serve each other, to love on each other, to share with each other, and to bless each other. So don't help us not to allow ourselves to get selfish with the things and the gifts and the talents that we have. So Father, just touch our lives, show us what it is that we need to do. Help us to walk out on faith, increase our courage and our ability. Help us to pour into one another and not hate on one another. And just do what it is that we're called to do so that we can be satisfied and quit allowing the enemy to tell us that we can't, that we shouldn't, that nobody cares, that it's not going to matter. All those lies, Lord, that we allow ourselves to believe, and that we allow to prevent us from doing that which you've called us to do. No more. It stops here. We're stepping out on faith from this day forward and doing that which you've called us to do. We love you. We thank you. These things I ask in your son, Jesus' name. Amen. All right, guys. I appreciate you all being here, and I will be back on here Monday. I'm starting, hopefully Monday. I'm saying Monday, next week. I am starting a new series on confronting controversy. Okay. For those of you all who watch my classes or catch the replay on them, because I know it's super early in the mornings, we are going to be, that's where the next series that I'm teaching on is confronting controversy. So I'm going to be talking about all these topics that we get afraid to talk about that we like to avoid. That's what we're going to be talking about over the next couple of months. All right. So look, I look forward to sharing those things with you. I'm going to be sharing things, my personal experience, things that I've experienced. If there's a controversial topic that y'all think I should talk about, let me know. I try to definitely just kind of talk about things that I have direct experience with. But I will be covering a lot of topics, an array of controversial topics. And I believe Monday we are starting with either adultery or addiction. I'm not sure, either one. So anyway, don't miss those. Look for those and be sure to click on those and check those out. So you all have a good night. I'm not going to hold you any longer. Go check out all these other phenomenal YouTube channels and get on your purpose. Get on your purpose. All right. Be the light. Y'all take care, everyone. Love y'all.